So does anyone know any good dead baby jokes?
I feel like I used to know a bunch. My ex used to spout them off a lot. I wish I remembered any of them.
Let me think.
I only remember, like, the few from, like, high school that are honestly not super funny, but they're honestly not terrible either. I've heard worse.
I've heard the baby in a blender one, but I don't remember how it goes.
That's it.
I don't remember that.
There's a baby in a blender. That's the joke.
Yeah, that's the only part I remember is the baby in a blender, but yeah, I don't remember the rest of that either. Huh.
Yeah.
I don't err on the morbid side anymore. I've reformed. I say as I work on thought.
I was about to say, I have seen and heard your spouts of, oh, we could have Yoko say this, and I have to sit there and listen to you finish
there's a difference. There's a difference. One's got a mutilated baby. The other one's got a robot doing real sexy shit, okay? There's a difference.
They're both a blender.
There's no baby in one.
You could put a baby in one, that's what she's looking for.
Hey, her daycare hasn't taken off yet, okay?
That storyboard's gonna be interesting. I actually introduced that storyboard artist to Stan the Waterman and more of Kiki Chanel. He's been watching it for like the past day or so, I've been told.
Nice.
So, oops.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, hi guys, I'm back, and I'm dying from COVID. Hoo-hoo! So,
dude, if I had a nickel for every time you came to a podcast with COVID, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot. It's strange it happened twice.
Did I have COVID on here before? I know I had COVID before.
I don't remember which episode, but you did. Because we kept making, or not making fun of you for it, but we were just like, oh yeah, no, it's okay, she's got COVID.
Yeah.
It's fine. And it would be for something like, oh, you stumbled over your words, or just like, oh, you were a little late today. It's like, it's alright, she's got COVID.
Here's the fun part, it was around this time last year.
That sounds right.
And that one was far worse than what I have this year.
I don't remember which podcast, like, number. It's been so long.
I don't even know what number we're on now. I don't even know why we're numbering them anymore.
19.
Too many numbers.
Yeah.
What do you mean, why aren't we numbering them anymore? Why wouldn't we?
I'm gonna get the numbers mixed up. Okay.
As the editor, we are numbering them to make my life so much easier. Okay, side thing, semi-related. When you guys, because I know a few artists that do this, when you guys name files, do you key smash or do you actually name them?
Because I actually name them.
Thank God.
I named them.
I know so many that key smash.
No, college really knocked that shit out of me. That's for sure.
Before, when I didn't work for anybody, I didn't care. I just left them as layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4. And then I started working for people, and I'm like, no, I'm naming all of these. And I'm separating every single part.
Sometimes if it's a file just for, like, myself, like, if it's an art file, that's kind of, like, the only time I'll, give it, like, a goofy name or something. Like, very rarely, though, like, if I don't know what to call something, I'll just call it, like, Spiffy Yahoo or something like that. And then I feel like I remember what that is. I don't even
Bro, that's my
know.
favorite piece from you.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I've always tried to name and organize files in a coherent way.
Yeah, no, I need things organized. It just helps just because I will lose track of things, but even sometimes I will misplace files because I don't remember when I named it. I'm like, alright, what is my normal naming convention? Did I put the title first? Because maybe I'm doing Pokemon fan art, and I just do, like, Pokemon, and then whatever the hell afterwards. It's like, no? Okay, maybe I just put the character's name. Okay, maybe I just did this. Okay, there it is. I try to be consistent just to help myself.
Mm-hmm. So welcome to 104, podcast number 19, everybody. Woohoo!
Well, yeah, welcome to 19, as is labeled in the title and in the file.
But if you vote down below, we'll change it to 21, just to fuck with Fishy.
Oh, no, you will not. I will walk into the ocean.
Vote?
If this video gets...
Like a fish!
500 thumbs up on the YouTube video. We will change the number to 372 and continue on.
I'm sorry. I want to continue the joke, but God, you sound ill.
I'm dying.
I can hear the ill in you talking about that.
Okay, but that would be funny though. Just give it like just to fuck with people, name this one like 22 and just be like, oh yeah, the other ones are lost episodes.
I really thought, Colin, you were going to take that a different route of, it'd be really funny is we just do one of those telethon things for Jax's COVID for, changing of the numbers. Like, you call this number right now. I can't even finish the joke because I can't breathe. I lost air.
What, that the numbers were all different? That each time we, change a different phone number?
2 different trains of thought. Incredible.
Look, it's been a time, okay?
I know. We're all going through it. It's okay. I understand.
That's fair.
It's a busy time, October.
Mm-hmm.
I have shit to do.
Yeah.
It's Halloween.
But here I am.
Halloween time.
Yep.
What are y'all doing for Halloween this year?
FNAF.
That's
what I'm doing.
By the time this episode comes out, I would have seen it.
Yeah, same.
Yes. I'm excited.
I think the edit will be done before, the episode goes out. But I think
Are you gonna
it will
launch
be
it
out
on
by
Halloween?
The time. No, I'm gonna watch it on that Thursday.
No, the episode
comes out.
This episode.
Oh, the episode?
Yeah.
I normally do the last Friday of each month, so it'll be the 27th. Oh, it'll be literally the day the FNAF movie comes out.
Well, everybody, after you listen to 1 out of 4, I hope you enjoy FNAF. Here's
if you've
2
already
reactions.
gone to see in it.
Here's a reaction if it's really good. Wow, that was a good movie. Here's a reaction if it was bad. That wasn't very good. Here's one if it was just so-so. I'm not gonna be able to
separate it in time.
Here's one if it was just so-so. That was okay. There you go.
What are you saying, Kaz?
Nothing.
Oh. Dude, my sister and I were talking, and it's she was saying, I don't know how you're gonna find that movie scary if you're not a FNAF fan, because it seems, to her, it seems like a movie that is just for the fans. But I think there are some shots in there that are legitimately kind of scary.
It looks really cool.
Spring Bonnie looks terrifying from what I've seen from the movie.
That's
or
true,
from the trailer.
because there's lots of horror movies that have robots and such that are scary to people, or creepy clowns or creepy mascot characters that are just normal horror movies. I challenge that statement of you have to be a fan. Now, is it gonna be oh my god, the ultimate scary movie? No, because horror is subjective.
I want it to be campy and fun. Those are the only scary movies I like.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I'm hoping
that's the
for.
thing, is that's a whole different other genre of horror too that's enjoyable, because for me, Evil Dead I don't find scary. It's got creepy and unsettling moments in it, but honestly, it's camp and silly gore, and unless we're talking Evil Dead Rise, but that doesn't count. I'm talking the classic ones. There's different levels to it, so I don't think that's fair being it can't be a horror movie thing, kind of, unless you're a fan kind of thing.
I think I phrased it wrong, because I think what she meant was there's not a lot you're gonna get if you're just not a fan of the series.
I mean, the fact from that they're puppets and animatronics, you get practical effects out of it. That's cool.
Yeah. But it's just from a marketing perspective, what reason would someone who's not a fan of FNAF go see this movie?
The thing is the stuff's already proven to be marketable plushes and shit. So
True.
At this point, that doesn't matter so much, because who's gonna go is younger audience because they go, oh, I've seen that thing on a shelf, and you're going to have old fans who are now, like, up in their 20s that may have been kids when they first saw it. So, I mean, there's something fantastic about it for the fact that it's been around so long. Yes, I understand fans, but you're also going to bring in people that are like, well, the game looks stupid. And then they get to sit down and be like, oh, cool, there's somewhat of a story or lack of story. We'll see how it goes with the movie. Cause
I was about to say, like, whoa, you think we're getting a story?
Yes and no.
It's FNAF.
Yes and no. I think we are getting somewhat of a story. I just don't think it's going to be a super deep lore story if we're following the FNAF formula.
It's a movie. It needs to have a story,
Exactly.
first of all.
No, I know it'll have a story. I'm mostly memeing. But it's just like...
Get into the
It's not
theater.
gonna be
It's
anything.
just, it's just an hour and a half of the Markiplier Let's Plays, just playlist on the screen.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mark.
I love everybody that keeps harassing Mark and Wade, being like, are you guys in the movie? And they're like, no, we're not. And of course, then you have Mark going, wink, wink. And it's like, no, we're not. So.
On the one hand, yes, I get, like, I understand that he was filming Iron Lung, so, like, of course, like, there's scheduling conflicts, and they probably couldn't get him out there. But at the same time, I really hope he is lying to us. I am really hoping.
What if he was
that
a
he's
reporter
lying.
in the movie, and he's just like,
Hello, everyone.
Yeah,
Wilford
exactly.
Wharfstache
exactly,
here.
Problem
and
is
he's
the
like,
way
I'm
he
outside
acts is
Five
different
Nights at
than-
Freddy's.
I don't know.
Well, Mark can act.
No,
I've
I
seen
know,
In
I know
Space
he
with
can
Markiplier.
act, but, like, from the way the acting is from the trailer and Mark's acting, they're still a little bit different in flavor, is my only thing, to where I believe he's not in it.
I still think he's got it. I think he can do it.
I didn't say he couldn't do it. I just said the flavor seems off to slide him in there from how the trailer's set up. Because again,
Maybe.
it's not introducing him as a character, it'd be introducing him as Markiplier.
True. But still, they had other YouTubers already cameo in there. Like, they didn't be like, and it's Corey Kenshin as the taxi driver, because that was a YouTuber. All of the Employee of the Month people are YouTubers. Like, there's Dawko and Razbowski in there. So, like, if they're keeping Mark a secret, I can see it.
I feel like it would be an end credit secret, if anything.
We'll find out. Comment if he was in the film.
Let
Or
us
comment
know in
if
the
he
comments
wasn't.
below.
Yeah,
Up
yeah.
engagement. We need that. Hi, Cersei.
No, Cersei's laying down being good.
That was my doggy.
Oh, that's a twist.
Trying to
Have
blame
you guys,
my mom.
I know, Jax has seen the first part. Have you guys seen, like, the With Markiplier series? Like, In Space, On a Date, like, all of that stuff?
I've played On a Date
I have not.
and a Heist. I have not, and I should. I haven't done the space one.
Space is really good.
Oh, and Who Killed Markiplier? I've done that one.
Oh, of course, Who Killed Markiplier? The breeding ground for all of this. It's not fair how, like, fun and good those are. And if you are looking, there is, like, actual lore there. Like, it's fantastic.
Of course there is.
Like, the fact that it ties the whole Markiplier universe thing together. Like, it's fantastic. He didn't need to go that hard.
It's Markiplier.
What's it
Of
called?
course he went that hard.
Wilford, Motherlove, Wharfstache is probably my favorite video out of all those. Because it is just, it's Wharfstache hamming it up, and you can kind of see things, like, I don't want to spoil any of it, because I'm like, oh my god, please go enjoy it yourself, because it's just great. But just, it's fun. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. In Space, like, that final, like, little bit in Space, not the end credit scene, but just, like, around the end. And people who have seen In Space Part 1 and 2, they know what I'm talking about. Mark's acting is really good there. That's why I think, like, he'd be fine in FNAF, because, like, it's different than kind of what we've seen him do. I think he's got it. I don't know. I like Mark. I think he's good.
Got it.
He's got
baby,
it.
he's got it. Please get off the desk, Percy. You just knocked over things.
No.
Thank you.
Percy's being a little rapscallion, little hooligan.
He just wants attention.
Oh, well, he can have attention in 45 minutes.
Yep.
No, put him on the mic. We're gonna have a political debate right now.
He's
Let
not
him
very
speak.
vocal.
That'd be funny.
Also, he's dumb.
Having the
Like most
animal
politicians, it's good. Let's go.
episode.
I should not have been brought on today.
Nah, it's fine. Keeps things entertaining.
Okay.
We gotta have 4 out of 4.
4 to 4. That's right. When was the last?
Does
time we
it
had 4 to 4?
count
Was
if
it
I'm
2
not
months
even
ago?
like really here?
In all fairness, like, Fishy just woke up, so she's not all here either.
True.
I'm waking up. I'm
Yeah, I'm
starting
very
to come
just
here.
lethargic.
To Ash and Dust.
Fair.
Oh my god. What was the next lyrics? I'm waking up to ash and dust. Something about
Wipe my
breathing.
ass and I slap
It's
my
been
nuts.
so long. Yeah, you got it. That's
Breathing
the real
in
one.
my genitals.
And then yeah. If we want that one to sound visceral, we can have Jax do it, but that's probably not a good
That's
idea.
gonna
It will
hurt
cause
her.
a
Don't
coughing
do
fit.
that.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt her.
I do that to myself. Thank you very much. I'm good.
I was gonna say, I don't want to cause more anguish than what you're already feeling. The kind of anguish I cause is funny.
I don't think there's enough anguish.
Hmm?
More anguish.
More anguish. More angst.
Yes.
More
Required.
My
angst. It is
motto.
Wumptober, so...
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
Oh yeah, is anybody doing the Inktober stuff? Or not Inktober, but anything similar to it?
Me.
Because we don't do Inktober in this house. No.
Yes.
No.
I'm doing Oddtober. That's mine.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't posted them online yet, but I'm gonna do it at the end of the month. And yes, Indietober. I love seeing all the art, Jax.
Oh yeah, no, it's fantastic. It's awesome.
I was
I was
pleasantly
so
surprised
confused.
to see the boys on there. That was really good.
I was so confused because I completely missed the Indietober posts. And I just kept seeing thought-related stuff, and I'm like, what is going on? Whoa,
Just, damn,
these
bitch,
are
pumping
not
them out.
in
Nice.
style. These are not... What is this?
Some of these are not in style, is your first thought.
It was... That's what I thought. I was like, did they get redesigns? What's going on?
It's what happened here. They're off model.
No, it's just,
They are off model.
everybody that's on the list are like people that I talk to. Like, I wanted groups that have their series of like people that I know, people that I talk to, because there's so many people in the indie world. It's like difficult to know everybody. But even then, I also wanted to bring like awareness to these other series, and I was like, I could make them all fan art, but I know I will burn myself out and then just be like, well, I don't want to do it. It's a lot easier if I'm like, okay, dress up my characters in their outfits. Okay, that's a lot more reasonable for me to do. Because again, I did it as a challenge for myself, and then like I have a few others that like to trickle in and be like, here's mine, and I'm like, okay, that's awesome.
I'm here too.
But like, no, it's been fun putting on the different outfits for some of the characters, and like the Farfetch'd one, the guy with the glasses, Warren or whatever, I had to put Sai in his outfit because there's no way Yoko was gonna let anybody else have Glenn, which is the pretty boy.
That's true.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah,
way
that
Yoko's gonna
checks
let
out.
anybody else have that, so I had to put, because I was gonna have Sai be Glenn, but then, like, I was like, Yoko wouldn't let him, she would literally kill him. So I put glasses on him, and I just sat there, and I went, he looks like fucking Mukta. God damn it.
It's like they're related.
It's like they're related.
That's
Yeah.
crazy,
I know.
bro.
But I was like, I hate it. Took the glasses off. I hate you.
How much do you want to bet that like people are gonna look at that and just be like, "Whoa, Mukta's in it today"?
Even though he's got the blue hair. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be
Well,
like, "Dang."
I'm sure people looked at the Circus of Wishes where it was Mukta and Yuji are like, oh, look, it's Sai. And it's like, No. Because Sai would have been decked in the face.
Yeah. It's true.
Oh, that's so true. I'm looking at it right now. It isn't Sai. I wasn't paying attention.
That's the thing. Is again, they're brothers. They're supposed to be similar, but yeah, no. No, it's been fun. The boys one stopped me at first because I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do for the boys? Just slap paint on them? And then my brain went, yes, actually.
I think I will just slap paint on them.
No, it's been fun. Here's the fun part. I've been stuck on number 13, which is the Day of Thought.
Switch the roles around. Give them a different, like, another character's, like...
I should have. I've already put a lot of time and effort into this piece.
Oh,
and the fact that, like, I started it when I was sick, and I've been, like, just chipping away at it, being sick, and I still have, like, all the other days to go past this one. I'm like, God damn it. So it's, like, it's a bit of a process.
I want to be upset at you for working while sick, but I would be the biggest goddamn hypocrite in the world,
I know.
So I'm just gonna not.
We all do it.
We all know the infamous Christmas art of, like, what was it, 2017, 2018?
Well, here's the thing, is if it was a normal Inktober kind of thing, I would have dropped it and just been like, things happen. The fact that I'm drawing this stuff and tagging other creators in it, I can't stop. Because I want to make sure they're getting the recognition they deserve. And that was my whole idea of why I wanted to do this. Was one, it gives me something to kind of keep myself busy. Or at least not go completely stir crazy with work. But two, I just want to be like, show them off, because one of the things I noticed was when people were sharing around the Indietober stuff, they were like, I haven't heard of a lot of these. And I'm like, I know. That's why we're doing it. Of course, I had some other people like, why isn't Helava on here? I'm like, because I don't know Vibs.
They don't need the marketing, thank you very much.
I'm like, I don't know Vibs. I don't know anybody from that team. Like, everybody that's on the list, like, I've talked to at one point. Like, there's other people, like, you know, Spooky Month. I haven't talked to anybody from, you know, them, so I couldn't add them on there.
That is a lie.
Okay. Yes, but are you, like, lead?
It's like I've been holding my tongue. I was like, we know a cleanup artist on Helava.
I know. That's not the point. It's the
yeah, I know. The point is that you don't know Vinci or Brandon.
Yeah. And again, it's not me putting down cleanup artists and, you know, other hardworking people. I'm talking like the showrunners. Like, if I've talked to one of the showrunners.
No, I know. It's just the, like, oh, we don't know someone who works on it. It's like,
yeah.
Just gotta correct you there. But I agree. I understand.
And even then I have people like, oh, I wasn't on the list. And I'm like, there's only so many days.
Bro, can only fit 31 in here.
And even then I, like, made break days because I was like, something's gonna happen. And guess what happened?
COVID.
Yay! So I'm dying, Scoob.
I'm dying, Scoob.
In other news, Thought is going well. We're getting very close to all the roughs being finished. So
yippee!
I love getting notifications in that server and being like, wow, look at that. It's all so pretty.
Yeah, no, it's definitely getting there. I think I have to go back and have a handful of the cleanup shots that were done back in 2020 redone. So that's something I don't look forward to, but I made a lot of dumb choices in 2020 regards to it that are going to affect compositing. So yeah. But again, slow process, but yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing besides dying and house sitting and trying to get other money to pay for this project. How about that FNAF movie?
Yippee! Yeah, it's coming. Woo.
So
if we want to talk, I know Jax probably has not seen it, but not yesterday, day before, I watched all of Fiona and Cake.
yes.
Yeah, I've watched
Hooray.
it.
Fiona and Cake is so good.
Oh wait, have we all seen it?
I have. I was watching it weekly.
Oh, sick. They didn't need to show Simon's ass that much.
They should have shown it more.
He's so caked up, though.
The aromantic versus the asexual.
He's a twink.
With a bubble butt.
They didn't need to show his cake. I was fine just seeing the cat.
They've
Old
shown,
man
like, Ice King's butt before, so why not?
I'll be real, I don't remember if they have.
They have a lot,
Yeah.
Here's
Yeah.
the problem.
Ace moment.
I watched Fiona and Cake, and I went, holy shit, this is awesome, because I never watched Adventure Time when it first came out, because anytime I tried to watch it, I was given, like, the filler episodes, and they fucking suck. I will stand by that. And I was like, okay, I'm just not into this show. And I remember at one point I saw a little bit of when they did, like, the fan fiction of Fiona and Cake and Ice King talking about it. And I was like, oh, cool, why don't they just do a series on that? Because that seems more interesting. And it was like, oh, no, that's just a side thing that he does. And I'm like, okay. And then they would show, like, little bits and parts of Marcy and Simon in, like, the apocalypse. And I was like, oh, shit, why don't they do more of that? And people would be like, oh, no, that's just, like, kind of in between stuff. And I was like, okay. So I never got into Adventure Time, because I was like, why don't they just focus on that shit? Only for Fiona and Cake to pop up, and I went, holy shit, this is awesome. Oh man, I'm probably missing some lore. I should go back and try to watch Adventure Time. I watched fucking 10 seasons in one sitting.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Jax,
I was so ready to correct you on lore, and then just, you've seen all 10 seasons, never mind.
You were so ready for the, actually, you had your...
I was ready.
You had your finger up and everything.
Ready, because I remember more Adventure Time lore than I think I do.
Yeah, no, I sat down, I watched all 10 seasons, and I sat there and I went, yeah, I really didn't start liking this until probably season 7.
Yeah, that's where a lot of the stuff starts to pop off. Because is season 7 I Remember You?
It's the vampire one.
That's season 4, as I remember you. They do that stuff early.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because again, they did some of those episodes and I'm like, oh, these are good. And then they would have other ones and I'm like, yeah, season 4, they started introducing that stuff. But then when they started actually focusing on episode into episode, instead of, like, Tree Trunks is getting married for the upteenth time or whatever the fuck. Like...
Oh, no, she gets married once, but then it's turbulent.
She's been married multiple times, but...
But we only see one of them.
Yes. But still. I'm just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
There was too much of it. I was like, and then, like... Here's the drama, Finn and Flame Princess, and I'm just like, he's a teenage boy, he shouldn't be in a relationship. And then they did make it better to where they actually talk to each other later. I was like, okay, cool.
That's the thing. A lot of Adventure Time, like, you didn't, like, you know, you don't really realize it as it's airing, as like as a fucking toddler, right?
Yes,
that a lot of
toddler
Adventure
when
Time
it came out for me. Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I was in middle school, but still. When Adventure Time was, like, airing, you don't really realize that a lot of it's gonna be a slow burn. Like, we're gonna slowly go towards, you know, revealing who Simon was, like, fully, you know, meeting Betty, learning what happened to Marceline, and like, her relationship to Simon. Like, that stuff is trickled out until finally it's like, oh, okay, we're here.
Well, that's the interesting part, and I was even thinking about that, because I was like, I remember it was trickled out, and I only saw bits of trickles going, oh, what's that? And people would be like, they do that occasionally. And I was like, well, that sucks. And I think it probably works better in that formula than just me sitting there binging. While it didn't work for me on the trickling thing, because I was like, oh, I need the information now, when you actually sit there and you binge and you get all that information, it's still like, they skimmed all the fat off and it was barely satisfying when you got the information. When you sit there and you binge it. I thought that was interesting. So it was designed, obviously, for the way it was shown, which kudos to them. I was just impatient when it first came out. But there was a lot of things that, like, you know, popped up during it when I was, like, binging it. I was like, I guess that's cool. But, like...
Correct me if I'm wrong. Because there's probably a lot of story that goes in what the production was like for the show. Mm-hmm. But growing up and watching the show and then dropping it at some point and then now revisiting it, quote unquote, with Fiona and Cake, I've told Fishy this. I never got to finish it. I never got to see, like, the last seasons because... Not because I completely fell out of it. A lot of it was, well, we didn't have cable at home, so there was no way for me to watch it. Internet was also bad, so no way to watch it online. But point is, watching it as it aired at first, and then seeing, like, the story progress and all of that, Adventure Time always gave me this impression that it wasn't meant to be anything grand. It's not meant to be anything spectacular. That it wasn't meant to have this overarching story and this, like, in-depth lore. But as the story progressed and as they fleshed out the characters and they tried to make things more interesting, that's what it turned into. Because the beginning episodes are so simple. They are wacky. They are deceivingly, like, stupid. And then as you keep watching and you keep, like, enjoying these characters and seeing the adventures they go on more dangerous adventures. They face different foes and they, like, face different things. And then you got the filler episodes that are kind of dumb and whatever. But that's why I liked Adventure Time for that. The fact that at the beginning it feels like, oh, it's just another dumb adventure cartoon show that isn't meant to be anything grand. And then as you stick along with it and you keep watching it and you stick to it, it becomes that grand adventure. And it's way more, it's deeper than you could have ever thought it was. I don't know how much of the lore and how much of the story was already thought up of since the beginning, or if it was meant to be that. But from my perspective, it always came off as, like, it was never meant to be that grand. It turned into something grand.
I do know, at least from what some of my teachers told me of, like, the times that, like, Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and all that, when these shows were airing, is the companies... they wanted a lot of their shows to start off, like, just super dumb and simple and everything, and that was the easiest way to get your shows made, was because they didn't want this whole plot thing, because they wanted to show that if they could can it at any moment, you know, they could run the episodes and not have everybody freak out going, what happens next kind of thing. And that was just kind of that time era of when the cartoon was around and started. But as you said, it did start getting deeper and they started opening things. But that's also what fucked it over on Adventure Time not getting a movie. It was supposed to have a movie, but it got canned because the problem is their lore got so big, in a sense, that anybody that went to go see the movie, they wouldn't fucking know what was happening because they didn't watch the series. And that's what happens to a lot of kid movies, is for a movie to be made is you have to make it, and this is what we were even saying with, like, the Five Nights at Freddy's, is you have to make it to where anybody who doesn't know what the series is can sit down and watch the movie and like it. So that's what screwed Adventure Time's movie over.
I didn't even know that we're gonna have a movie.
Yeah, I didn't know there was an Adventure Time movie. I know about Distant Lands. I haven't seen Distant Lands.
Distant Lands.
I haven't watched it either.
Distant Lands pretty good. But yeah, it was supposed to have a movie, but it got canned early because it was like, there's too much lore in here. Like, we can't. because no one's going to be able to follow it. Unlike, here's SpongeBob.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. SpongeBob. You can do whatever with SpongeBob.
Yeah.
So. But again, sat through 10 seasons. I prefer Distant Lands and Fiona and Cake far better than the series. But, I can see why it was popular. I can at least give it that much credit.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here a little bit.
Do it.
In that a lot of people complain about filler. I don't have a problem with it.
Mm-mm.
Because
anime.
I think that a lot of series, like, if you just, like, there's nothing wrong with just, alright, we're pumping through it, and we're doing all the action, and now we're at the ending. There's nothing wrong with, voice crack. There's nothing wrong with that. But, like, having downtime, having a bit of time to just see the characters goof around, have a good time, establishing the norm. Like, not every day of your life is gonna be, like, so action-packed and everything. And I can appreciate that in something like Adventure Time, or the most egregious example I know is Naruto, which, again, I also never had a problem with the filler, because I was just like, hey, we're just seeing some goobers hang out. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what is under Kakashi's mask? Good question. Fun filler episode, you know? It helps establish the world. It helps just establish the norm. So that way when we get to the end of, like, everything, and, like, you know, the finale where they have to save the world and all that, it feels like, okay, this is a world I know. I want it to be saved, because I've spent so much time here, not just in the plot episodes, but just, you know, fucking around, like, the mystery train, you know, just all of that other stuff. It's a world you know, and, like, that effect happens in, like, Naruto too. Like, I know Konoha, because I've spent so much time there in so much media. The only piece of, like, media that I'm kind of like, okay, the filler didn't serve as much of a point, is kind of Steven Universe, honestly.
I was just about to bring up Steven Universe, because that was the only time where I didn't like the filler in a show, because it felt like it was, I don't know, just get to the story already. Where's the stuff you've been working on, kind of thing.
I didn't mind it at first, and I think because I watched it as it aired, as in the Sleep and Bomb format, that made any filler just feel egregious, because that was all we were gonna get for months. Whereas if you binge it, the filler is actually not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not waiting. It's just, oh yeah, no, it's 5 episodes and then Connie and Steven make up again. You know? They're not fighting anymore. That was the one that, like, tipped a lot of people off. That of just, like, fucking, I hate it when there's filler. But the only reason I bag on Steven Universe is because, like I said with Adventure Time, or with Naruto, everyone kind of comes together at the end, and they're fighting for their home. They're fighting to keep the peace, and you can see everyone that was, like, introduced, they have, like, something at the end. Well, mostly everyone, but you know what I mean. Like, you know the place at that point, and you want to see it safe. The ending for Steven Universe, it feels like, what was the point of spending all the time with the humans if we're just gonna end things on Homeworld?
Yeah.
Why, like, I don't know. I've talked to you guys before about how I would do the ending of Steven Universe better, because I still want Future to exist, but it frustrates me. Another voice crack, sorry. It frustrates me how Steven Universe ends, because they do such a good job leading up, and then they fumble the bag at the end, and it upsets me so much.
So my argument on the fillers, and why I don't like fillers most of the time. There were some filler episodes of Adventure Time that I was like, okay, yes. I do agree with having these in here. Other fillers that I went, why? Now, the fillers that I was like, why? I don't think they served any purpose. Sure, they gave you some lore of, like, here's these characters, here they're doing this thing, and blah, blah, blah. Jake and Finn are kind of not really in the episode, but they're kind of here. Great. But then, like, we don't see those characters do much for the series later, so what's the point? There's other episodes...
Okay, go ahead.
there was other episodes that I went, okay, I see these being fillers and I'm a lot more okay with it, where it would be like, oh, we're doing this weird obscure thing, we're going through this whole thing, blah blah blah, we come across, like, I don't remember the item, but you can just be like, oh, we come across this wooden spoon, doesn't seem like it serves much of a purpose, blah blah blah, puts it in this one drawer. Okay, fine, episode ends. Well, then later you get to a plot thing. Let's say your person's being attacked and they're like, oh shit, I'm about to be hurt. They open the drawer, they pull out that wooden spoon that happened to be put in that one drawer that you saw earlier. I like tie-ins like that, where it goes, oh, so the filler, while it wasn't super plot heavy, it's still very vital and important. I think that's how storytelling should do it. Because a lot of the times it's just and I know you love beach episodes, Fishy, but this is just the easiest one to pull out there. It's just where they're like, here's a beach episode that honestly doesn't really have much to do with anything else, but they're having fun at the beach. Which, cool, but like, do we learn about somebody having a phobia, or something's in the sand, or there's something in the water and they just didn't notice it, it's in the background, like fun Easter eggs that can tie things together. I believe stories should have that if they're going to have fillers. You were trying to say, Kaz.
My point to the whole filler, whether they're good, they're not, or they're useful or not, or should they be implemented or not, what makes a good filler isn't so much like, can you bring back these elements later? Because sometimes a filler can just be filler and doesn't need to be important and doesn't need to be brought back. I think filler just needs to be entertaining and needs to make you feel like this wasn't a total waste of my time. There's a lot of fillers that don't give you that. If I can sit down and, similar to a beach episode or a baseball episode that are very common in anime, there's a lot of them that I'm like, ugh, it's the baseball episode. I don't like the baseball episodes. Or, oh my god, a fan servicey beach episode. I don't want this fan service. But if the beach episode can like show either characters interacting in a certain way that's like entertaining, or have like a story that's just fun or interesting, or if it's like a bottle episode or something, I don't know. It so long as it doesn't make you feel like you're wasting your time, it's solid and it's good to have that filler. And that's it. 'Cause it's filler. It's in the name. Filler is filler. It's not meant to be anything grand. It doesn't have to be anything grand. It doesn't even need to be brought back. Doesn't even need to make a difference in the whole story. But if the filler can make you feel like it wasn't a waste of time and it was fun, or at least there was something that you liked about it that you could be like, oh, yeah, I kind of like that, then it did its job. It's a filler.
I agree on that.
It did its job. That's why it's called a filler episode.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't need to be anything else.
I think, like, it really depends on the show or whatever. I guess show is the only one that it would be applicable to. It really depends, because there are some stories where it's like, yeah, you'll feel the filler drag on. But something like as the one we brought up, Adventure Time, I think it's fine there, just because, one, it's a kid's cartoon. Two, you know, like, it's the whole establishing the world thing. The Land of Ooh is fucking massive, and just being able to just dick around and have fun and get to see everything around it, like, that's fun. That's nice. Whereas something like, oh my god, I can't think of... I had examples, and they all just, like, vanished.
No.
But there are some shows where it's like, you can feel, like, the pace slowed down a bunch when you get to a filler. Where it's like, okay, you kind of didn't... We should have kept going. Like, yes, you do need a bit of downtime, but it's like, you need to know where to put the downtime. I think that is like one of the most important things, is knowing when you have the ability to slow down. Like if you have a high-paced arc or whatever, where a bunch of shit happens and a bunch of characters die and there's a bunch of character growth, if you have an episode or two where they're just recovering, that makes sense. That I believe that. But if you're like in the middle of a high-stakes thing, again, like a war or something, where it's like, you know, oh, they just had a fierce battle, like they're in the middle of a fierce battle and things are going on and then you decide to have one episode that focuses on the main character's sister doing whatever they're doing back home to interrupt the fight. It's like, buddy, we could have done this later.
Yeah.
you gotta know where to place your filler. Read the room, or I guess read your scripts. Read your timeline. There's a better place for this, I'm sure.
Yeah. I like fillers. Fillers are fun. Not every single filler needs to be super important or have to make a difference in the overarching story. Mm-hmm. And if the filler can be basically if I can get a filler episode and take it out of where the timeline is and be able to enjoy it and watch it as it is, even better. Because I don't need context and I don't need to know everything. I just need to enjoy the filler episode. That's how I feel with the, what's it called? The Adventure Time episode where BMO just has like this whole noir detective thing going on. She's like he's just like trying to find a sock, Finn's lost sock. I'm like, this is just a nice filler episode. I really like this. It doesn't mean anything, but I get to enjoy BMO pretend to be a noir detective. This is neat.
He's just a little guy having a nice
little guy. And what are Finn and Jake doing? I don't know. I don't care. BMO time.
Who cares? It's not their episode.
It's not about them.
Not about them this time.
Yeah. Filler, good. Filler, fun and important. Just know when to put it and when to use it.
Yeah.
And write it well. Like any other episode. Well. Like any other episode, write it well.
What is it? The most well-regarded episode of Avatar is a filler episode.
Ooh.
It's Tales of Ba Sing Se. That's
yeah.
Yeah, everybody, like, everyone will quote Tales of Ba Sing Se. And I think part of the reason why that one is so well-regarded is, one, the character writing is just really good. Everyone is firing on all cylinders. It's really fun. Like, it's a good time. But also, like, what Jax was saying, if it can be incorporated, like, later, like, little hints, throughout the, like, up to this point, we've heard, right, that Iroh lost his son.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get to that episode, and you see him, like, going about his day, he's, like, being nice to kids, he's picking up, like, a picnic basket and all this stuff, and then you realize at the end that it's all for, like, a little memorial because it's his son's birthday. And that crushed people. That was so upsetting. Like, like Leaves from the Vine is iconic because of that. And it's... I can hear just the tears.
I can't think about it.
I know. But it's like, and that comes up kind of later. Like that context, you feel that when what is it? Oh my god, what's the episode called? The season 2 finale. Crossroads of Destiny. When that airs, and you see like the betrayal happen between like Zuko and Iroh, with that context of like, you know that Iroh sees Zuko as like a second son. And so seeing how the death of his first son, you know, like affected him, you can only imagine what like that's doing there. Like the unspoken like just angst going on there. Like it's fantastic. It all ties together. But like that again, nobody really does it like Avatar does it. Avatar can't even do it like Avatar does it.
No. It was lightning in a bottle.
Yep. Korra sucks, and I'll say it for the rest of time. And if anyone wants to debate me on it, I will take that up. I tried. My mom had the first episode of Korra playing one day. And because we were all just hanging out in the living room and she just put it on because it was on Netflix. And I ended up having, like, halfway through the episode having to leave because it was just so insufferable. Mm-hmm. Because Cora's just not a good protagonist.
When my mom and I were doing our, years and years ago, our watch through of Avatar, we jumped straight into Korra and then continued it. My mom finished it. We both finished it, and we were like, okay, we're done. My mom was like, it's not as good as Avatar. Nothing could ever be as good as Avatar. And I'm like, yeah, Mom.
We all figured that out.
We all figured that out. And it's like, she's always constantly watching new shows and new things and all of that. But part of me wonders if maybe, just maybe, she's wondering if there's anything that could fill in that hole that Avatar left.
She's looking for that high again.
Yeah. And I think the closest she's come to is the Fate series, because she loves the Fate series.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. But I'll have to ask her if there's anything she's ever watched, like, recently or since Avatar that, like, she really enjoys. As much as she enjoyed Avatar.
Because, like, I feel that. I'm also always chasing the high of Avatar, trying to find something to replace that. At first I was like, ooh, maybe Steven Universe will get there, but no. The only, like, pieces of media that I've watched that have even come close to, like, giving me that same, like, high feeling of just, I love this so much, is Space Dandy and Odd Taxi.
Yeah!
And y'all know I love Space Dandy, but, like, Avatar's still king, but, like,
ooh,
Space
but
Dandy's
Odd Taxi. But
Odd Taxi's amazing too. I need to rewatch it. It's been a hot minute. I want to watch it dubbed because I'm curious.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen the first episode dubbed, but then I got busy and didn't finish it, which is a trend I have of just, oh, I should watch this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then you don't do anything about it.
Yeah, it's a miracle I was able to sit down and watch Fiona and Cake.
Same! Yeah. It was like, I'll watch it eventually. And I thought for sure in the back of my mind, I was like, you're never gonna watch this. Months will go by, everyone would have talked about it and gotten over it, and you still won't watch it. But I decided, no, I'm watching it. I'm watching it right now. And I sat down and watched it.
Just like, fuck it, I got time.
Yeah,
I can do this right now. And then I finished it, and I was like, oh, that was a good decision. I'm so glad I watched this.
Yeah.
Because, like, I need something to, like, jumpstart my, I have not been doing a lot. Like, admittedly, I was reaching burnout with some of the stuff I was working on, so it's good I was taking a break, but it's like, I need that kick in the pants to start up again. I'm watching Fiona Cake, I'm like, shit, I kind of want to go make shit again.
Yeah!
I want to go writing, or I want to go drawing, or I want to go do shit. I want to be creating.
Yeah!
It's a nice kick in the pants. And then following that up with, my Disgaea 7 came out. I streamed it the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad I'm streaming it. I'm having a good time streaming it. But it's really hard to not progress the story. Because I realized after stream, oh no, I'm in. Like, I'm like, shit, I kind of just want to keep playing this for like 7 hours. Oh no. And it's been a while since I've felt that about, like, something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course it's Disgaea to do this to me. Like, fucking of course. Another, like, series. I don't remember if I've talked about... I don't know. I talk about a lot of series I like. I don't think I mentioned Disgaea that much, but it is one that I have loved since I was in middle school. And now I'm here, and we're on the 7th game. Excuse me. We're on the 8th game. Sorry. There's 8 games, but this is Disgaea 7 because D2 exists.
Ah.
Yeah. This is dumb. Shoot, there was one... Because I was listening back, right? Because, again, I'm making a few YouTube shorts. I was listening back, and I'm like, hold on, I know one of these voice actors. And one of... The character that I hate, but I'm going to reluctantly have to use because his kit's really good. He's voiced by Fogato from Fire Emblem. I was like, oh, that's him. That's Zeno.
Zeno Robinson.
Yeah, Zeno Robinson. I was like, oh shit, that's him.
Ah, I love his voice.
Yeah, it's great. I love his character is like just a wet paper bag, and not in the fun way. Like, he's actually just pathetic, and I was really hoping we were gonna kill him. And I said that on stream too. I'm like, can we just, I want to kill him, please don't recruit him. And then he joined our team, and I was like, god damn it. And then I looked at the art book that they gave me with the game, and I'm like, oh yeah, there he is, as listed as one of the main characters.
Oh.
Yippee.
Would Disgaea kill off a main character? Have they killed off a main character?
If they join your party, they're safe, from what I'm aware. Unless you go for the bad ending. Which, people will die in the bad endings, but I have never gotten one on, like, on accident. I always get the good endings, or, like, the super good endings. Because, like, there are better endings, but there is, like, a quote-unquote true ending. But I don't like the bad endings. They make me so upset. Especially the ones for 3. But I don't want to get into spoilers. I am on my hands and knees begging them to remake 3, because that one is my favorite. They've remade all of the other ones, but they haven't remade 3. And then I'm like, oh, they remade all the other ones. That means that I'm getting 3 soon. They're like, no, Disgaea 7. And I'm like, come the fuck on. Let me have this, please.
The more you ask, the less it'll happen. Pretend like you don't want it, and then it'll happen.
That's the problem. I'm the only person that wants it. Disgaea 3 is the least popular one. That's the problem. I'm the one person that's championing this game, and I'm like, please, come on, please. You know they're good characters. Come on. I don't care that 4 had the vampire. I don't care that it had the werewolf. I know why those ones were popular, because I was there in the early 2000s. I understand. But goddamn, oh my god, my voice is cracking so much.
That was like the third one.
That was like the 4th or 5th. I don't think they picked up. Jesus. But like, I want my fucking evil little scientist. I don't want to give spoilers for 3 because I like it so much, but just I want that game so bad. God damn, we're about at the hour mark, actually. Oh.
What?
Yeah, 59 minutes.
Oh shoot, it is.
Yeah, I looked over and I was like, hold on, why am I seeing a 5 and an 8 in my peripheral?
Yippee.
That's fucking crazy.
It went by too fast.
That was really fast. We spent most of it talking about filler.
It's a good talk. Is Jax alive?
Hardly.
I was going to ask, I was like, I don't want to force you to talk because you do have a breathing disease right now.
Yeah, it's been tough.
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Aw, man. Well, we're at the end here.
We can wrap it up so that Jax can have a break and lay down, have a tea or something.
Yeah.
Sounds nice.
We'll be back at it again next month with We'll be back at it again next month with a special episode.
Wait, that's so true.
Yeah. Yee!
Yes.
I'm gonna start working on it. Probably once we're done recording, honestly. But rubbing my little gremlin hands together. We got a special one next month. Ooh.
I'm excited.
I'm also excited.
It'll be fun.
I'm dying.
Okay. We'll stop that. We need you here for next month.
Yeah. Alright, everybody. Thank you for joining us this time around.
We appreciate it.
Thank you all.
Everyone stay safe. Have fun watching the FNAF movie.
Have a good Halloween, everybody.
And have a happy Halloween.
Eat lots of candy.
Do we stop it now?
Is that it? Yeah, do we hit stop?
Yeah, I guess we stop. Alright.
Okay, we stop. Bye-bye.
Alright, bye.